Hello, my name is Quentin. I am a certified Ross instructor out of Middle Tennessee. And today I thought I would do a painting inspired by a location near here. And before I talk about that, I'm going to real quickly go over some of my upcoming classes. I do teach classes kind of all over the Middle Tennessee area. So let me pull up some of those. In the month of February, I will be doing this painting called A Warm Winter. I'll be teaching this painting at Franklin Rec Center, Bibb White Bluff Civic Center, Fairview Rec Center, Longview Rec Center in Spring Hill, and the Nolensville Recreation Complex. You can sign up for any of these or get more information at paintingwithq.com. Some of my upcoming classes in the spring. These are some of the ones to look forward to. Advertising for those will start soon. Registration does not open until February 1st. So what I've got here is a 16 by 20 canvas, pre-stretched. I took some white gesso along the top, some black gesso along the bottom there, just kind of rough in my light and dark areas, and to put a little bit thicker of a primer on there. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to grab a 1-inch brush and some liquid white, which is just a very thin white paint. And I am going to start by distributing this white paint along this top section here. The liquid white helps make the paint go on a little bit smoother, requiring a little bit less work a little bit later on. Makes the canvas wet and slick and ready to go. Right, for this bottom section, I know this is going to be mostly grass down here. So you know what? I want to put a little bit more white. I know this is going to be grass down here, so I need it to be dark. You could use liquid clear across that bottom there. On this one, I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to put some green down there, some good old sap green. Just get a little bit on my brush, tap that into the bristles. we go. Green across the bottom, liquid white up at top. And talk about what colors I'm working with today. Got titanium white, phthalo blue, Prussian blue, mountain mixture, which is a Bob Ross color that is based on the color he makes in almost every episode. That is black, Prussian blue, dark sienna, or Van Dyke brown, and a little bit of crimson in that. So it's just a very, very dark, solid color. We've got dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, sap green. Then we've got the full gamut of highlight colors: cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and bright red today. And I'm going to start off with our sky. Get some bright phthalo blue in there. Tapping that bristle to make sure it's a nice, thin, even coat. Start in the top corners with little X's. And get a bit more on there. When you reload, always start back in that top corner so it stays nice and dark at the top and gets lighter and lighter as you work down. Switching to big clean brush. Big X's, just softening and bringing it all together. Number 3 fan brush, I'm going to load it up with some titanium white. Really loading that brush up, both sides. And clouds there. Yeah. Something like that. Have a bit of a vision in mind for what I want these clouds to look like. Switching back to the big 2-inch brush for the blending step of the clouds. Blending away just the bottom edge, not the top. Fluff the clouds, very, very gentle, just lifting them, barely touching. Just hypnotize. Going back to that fan brush, picking up a little bit more of the white. Repeat the process. Blending away just that bottom edge, fluffing. Very, very gentle. Right over that. Grabbing back more white. I decided to put some numbers up here in the sky because I've been told by multiple people that if I wanted to make a happy buck, I had to put area codes in the paintings. I don't get it, but they say that's what sells. Very, very gentle. I'm going to put just a bit more clouds up there. Just so they're not alone. Just that bottom edge. Fluffy. Just like that, we got a happy little sky. Right. I'm gonna grab a 1-inch brush and I'm going to pull down some mountain mixture. I'm gonna grab some of this sap green, work that into our mountain mixture so we get very, very dark green. I'm loading this, pulling it in just one direction. It's very, very full with this dark, dark green color. And with this, I'm going to lay some trees around in the background here. I'm just going to push towards that rounded corner. Like that. This kind of different heights, different things going on. Like that. And then I'm just going to fill in this area right in here. Bob always says that you could do this with a paint roller. That's not true. You need texture, you need tapping. Strokes lead streaks, and that's not what we want. We want solid. Now, you could do this with a shoe. That's another thing he often said. There we go. That. Go a bit more to the sap green side here. And I'm going to frame this a bit more. Got some of these trees coming up on the side. Something like that. That feels good. Set that aside. And I'm gonna grab a palette knife. And I'm gonna start scraping out the shape of my building. I have an angled roof. Vertical tower shape. Something like that. Over on this side, thing. In the middle here. Peak. So this is a landmark in Middle Tennessee. It is a castle. You may have seen it in Taylor Swift's Love Story music video, actually. They filmed here. Right. I'm going to use some Van Dyke Brown to fill in roof. I'm using that short edge of the palette knife to get the shapes I need. There's little window things kind of sticking off on the sides. Apologize for my frame rate today. It keeps cutting out. Not entirely sure why. Uh, Internet's having some issues, must be. I'm gonna grab a little bit of mountain mixture. Gonna be kind of shadowy side. No pressure at all, barely touching. Well, I didn't give this one its little window turret things. Grab some Prussian blue, very dark blue. This is going to be on my highlight side. This was a copper roof, I believe, that is now got a blue tint to it. There you go. That. Alright, I'm going to wipe off my knife because the castle walls itself is going to be white. Actually, yeah, I'll come back to that. Alright. So I don't want to go pure white with it. I'm going to take a little bit dark sienna. touch of yellow ochre. Bit more white. There we go. Just off-white. And I'm using this small edge of the knife to try to get into these round shapes here and kind of finalize what that looks like. On to the next one. Got that basic white tower locked in there. There we go. Didn't like that. We'll cover that up later. Alright. I'm gonna grab a bit more white. Bit of the dark brown, bit of the mountain mixture. Still mostly white here, but it's kind of a grayish tone. That'll be our shadow. Barely touching, just grazing, letting the paint stick to paint. Kind of following the curvature. I need to highlight colors, so I'm going to grab some more white. Touch of the Van Dyke or the dark sienna, and a bit more of that yellow ochre. A bit more white, I think. Just realized I put my highlights on my towers on the opposite of where I put them on that top there. That's okay. I'm gonna grab, to fix that, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the phthalo blue and add that into the Prussian blue, just to brighten it up a bit. That. Some of that white highlight. Just kiss it. There we go. That dark brown again. And work on this middle section. So it's got a little roof thingy going on here. I've got some stuff going on there. Some brown up in my sky. That's not cool. Ooh. I ain't even touching anything. Okay. There's some blue up in there. I'm gonna have to make my rooftops a little bit bigger to cover that up. So here. Go. Mountain mixture there. Okay. Using that mountain mixture, I'm going to add some shadows here, right along here. Van Dyke Brown, I'm going to fill in this section here in the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to grab some the dark sienna, which is kind of a reddish brown color, and a bit of the bright red. Very, very marbled. And it's going to be a brick texture right in here. just like that. Grab some of this off-white. That. Archway in here with the white. That mountain mixture to fill in that archway. Okay. Small edge. I'm gonna put, there's a window right here. That. Huh? That. Also a little window. Just barely touching with the knife. Like that. Larger windows down here. Okay. That. Mountain mixture again. No. That. Vertical bricks right there. A few windows along here. Big window right there. Mountain mixer, fill those in. this window here, a bit of a balcony and a bit of a roof on it. Blue. Bit of a stairwell coming up this way. Yeah. I think more white with this, I think. And put some stones in here. Going back to our red brick mixture. And this is actually what's going to be the steps. Go. Some over here to balance that out. Okay. I'm gonna grab a touch of liquid white and some yellow ochre, maybe a touch of cad yellow in there. This is on the Bob Ross round brush. Okay. I'm going to just kind of touch some of these trees, a bit of a highlight in the background there. Cover up that corner a bit. on this side, not quite as much over here. All right. I'm gonna actually open up my paint thinner. Script liner brush. Load it up with some paint thinner. You could also use medium or liquid clear. Lots of choices here. And I'm gonna make kind of a barky color, some brown. A little bit of both browns there. Load that up. Touch with some white in there. Twisting it to a point. Let's see. Three right in here. Throwing some branches up here. Not spending a lot of time on the branches. And some bushes right along here. Same thing, just kind of branching off. Ah. 1-inch brush that has the mountain mixture in green on it. Grab a bit more of that. Just kind of toss some greenery up there on those branches. And then I'm going to switch back to the round brush that has the yellows in it. And grab a bit more liquid white. Maybe some Indian yellow. Something like that. Can't really see what's going on. That's okay. We're going to add some grass in here. So I'm going to wipe off that round brush. Grab quite a bit more liquid white. Go in with some of that bright cad yellow. Bit of wiggle, give it a bit of a push. And we can start laying in the grass. I want to start up high, just kind of work down. Work in layers. There we go. I'm going to add a touch of the sap green, I think, to that. That's a bit too yellow. Just kind of tapping and working back and forth, allowing it to get darker and darker as I work down. And then when I flip it over or reload, it creates a new layer, a new plane where it's bright again. Up in the middle of the stairwell, the grass up just a little bit. It's a bit of an alcove. Let's see. go back to our brick color. Lay some brick in here. Yeah. And use my small knife to grab some of the either the dark brown or the mountain mixture. And I'm gonna kind of fill in little flower inlet thingies. Wipe off the knife. Come back to this bright yellowy white. Framing it in. Go. Yeah. With that, going back to my script liner brush. Let's see. Fill in some dark areas. Dark and cleaning that brush out. Going up with some white. Little triangle thing right here. You can grab a knife, grab just a touch of that highlight color, like that. Just kiss. And with that, I'm going to clean the brush one more time. Nice and full. Grab some bright red, very, very liquidy. Hope you enjoyed painting with me today. It's just kind of a fun little thing, experimenting a little bit. One more time, here is some of my upcoming classes.